Gonna take you down, deep down to the front line. You woke up this morning, got yourself a gun.
Hi everybody, this is Mzbomey again with another cooking video. Tonight this is going to be a fairly easy and short video. What I'm going to make for tonight is called frittata. Frittata is a dish made with eggs and vegetables and or meat. The ingredients that we're going to be using is some milk, about 6 eggs, a couple cups of mozzarella shredded cheese or cheese of your choice. And for my frittata, I have 1 medium onion, 1 green pepper, 1 yellow pepper, and 1 red pepper. You can pretty much put whatever you want in frittata. So if you happen to like, you know, mushroom or sausage or bacon or ham, you can also put that in the mix as well. So to get things started, I'm going to go ahead and crack some eggs, not to be confused with heads. Get these started. It never fails. Every time I crack eggs, I always get a little piece of shell in there. And you can use as many or as little eggs as you want. Usually 6 is good for about, you know, 3 people. I did it again. Oh. Last one. And I also like to put a little bit of milk into my eggs too, just to give it a little splash of color. So what I'm going to do is mix it up, and in the meantime I've turned on my stove to high, and I'm just going to coat the bottom a little bit here with a little bit of olive oil. I'm going to reduce the heat a little bit here. Put a little bit too much in there. There we go. Make sure too that the pan that you use can go into the oven, because at some point in time we are going to put this in the oven for a few minutes. The temperature that you want to preheat your oven to is 350 degrees. Prep time for all this, for cutting and chopping and mixing and whatnot, will take you about 10 to 15 minutes depending upon how many ingredients that you decide to, you know, use with this. Okay. So I've got my eggs already scrambled. I'm just going to put that aside for the moment. So the first step, what we want to do is go ahead and put in our onions and green peppers, or green, red, yellow peppers. And like I said, you can use basically anything that you want as far as vegetables and our meat go. And what we're going to do, whoops, runaway onion, excuse me, is saute this in the pan for a couple of minutes. And what we're trying to do is just kind of get everything to not be so crunchy. Alright, while that's cooking, I'm going to add a little bit of salt. And we're going to add a little bit of pepper. And like I said, you can use various types of ingredients that you want. This is the one that I learned how to make from my cousin. And she always liked to use vegetables in hers, but like I said, you can use just about any kind of meat. You can use sausage, bacon, ham, you know, whatever you like. See that the onions and stuff are starting to turn brown. this just finished sauteing, and I'll be back in a minute to show you the rest. Okay, I'm back. This is like I told you, it just took a couple of minutes to get this to get nice and brown. I don't know if you can see, but you can see how everything is starting to turn a nice golden brown color, and that's kind of what you want. So what I'm going to do now is make sure to kind of spread this out evenly in the pan. You probably could use a little bit less of vegetables when you're putting this in the pan, but I happen to like a lot of peppers, so for me, the more the merrier. And then the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and put your eggs right into the pan, like so. And I'm just kind of pushing this around because I want the eggs to cook as much as possible. Frittata is good for Sunday morning breakfast. Tonight we're having it for dinner. Sometimes I happen to like breakfast for dinner. I think the kitchen bitch also likes breakfast sometimes for dinner too. Don't you, kitchen bitch?
Yes.
Let's see if we can get this to cook a little bit more. And like I said before, you can use basically anything, any ingredients that you want to use. I've even seen a recipe that suggested to use chorizo sausage if you happen to like something a little bit with a more kick to it, like Kitchen Bitch does. There we go. Just gonna try to even this out a little bit. Now you see this is mostly cooked all the way through. I have just a little bit left on the egg that's not really cooked on the top. So I'm gonna give this like another minute or so. And try to spread out your ingredients in your frittata pretty evenly around the pan so that you get all of the flavors of whatever ingredients that you happen to be using. Go. Okay, and the last part of this, as you can see now, it's mostly cooked. It's just a little bit runny on top, which is fine because when we put this in the oven, it'll finish cooking. Finish cooking there. I wasn't happy with the way that the peppers turned out here. So let me fix that. There we go. And then for the cheese, I'm using mozzarella cheese, but you can use any kind of cheese that you want. Maybe if you're using meat in your frittata, a sharp cheddar might be good. Shredded cheese is kind that you want to go with. Again, this is 2 cups, but you don't have to use 2 cups worth of cheese. You can use as much or as little cheese as you want. And the kitchen bitch's phone went off again, I heard that. And I have to take a minute and just talk about hockey. My Rangers are still in the playoff. Go boys in blue. Cannot wait. Alright. Now I've used the whole 2 cups of cheese, but like I said, you don't have to use the whole 2 cups of cheese because some people are not cheese fiends. I spilled that a little bit too far over the pan. Okay, and then what you're going to do is pop this in the oven for about 2 to 3 minutes to get the cheese to melt and the rest of the egg to kind of cook on top. And I'm very excited that the Rangers are still in the playoffs, I can't tell you. They just need to beat those damn Flyers. That wasn't intended for anybody that I know. Okay, so give this about 3 to 5 minutes in the oven, depending upon like how your oven works and how long you've had it preheated for. Okay, and let's give that a couple more minutes and I'll be back to show you the end result. Okay, I'm back. I'm just about ready to pull my frittata out of the oven here because it should be done. And there we go. And that's what it looks like. I'm going to give it like a minute or so to cool down before I go ahead and cut this up for presentation. Let it rest for a minute or two. So that's basically it. That's frittata. Something very simple, something very easy, something that all you guys out there can do because it doesn't require that many ingredients. Travis. So, there we have it, frittata. And like I said, it's a good thing for breakfast. You can use the leftovers and serve them cold the following day too. People do use them for lunch as well. See what I mean when I said I like cheese? And the beautiful thing about this is when you're cutting this, you can make the pieces as big or as small as you like. Okay, let me get a dish here. My cupboard close up and personal. Have to make sure that I get all the cheese to disconnect. So, there you go. One thing that I forgot to mention is make sure that you put this in a non-stick pan when you are making this. So there you go, boys and girls. My version of frittata. There you go. Alright, so this is Mzbomey saying good night and good eats, and the next video I'm going to make is going to be root beer chicken. So, for those of you who are brave enough, give this a try. Like I said, really simple, really easy, doesn't take a lot of time. So, there you have it. This is Mzbomey saying good night and good eats.